Hi everyone, welcome to the podcast. Here we are, Dorset Futsal. 5 games into the season. What's the chat, lads? What are we talking about this week?
Baller League.
Win in a row.
Baller League. We're talking about Baller League.
LDN. What isn't there to talk about? That's the big question. What should we talk about last week, first off? Southend, 2 home wins in a row. Let's go to Coach Mike. What are we thinking? About that?
Big me first. My thoughts, to be fair, right, my thoughts on Southend was that we did what we needed to do to get the win. I actually thought that we made the game harder than what we needed to.
Yep.
I think that we didn't really find our feet, especially first half. It was shocking, wasn't it? Let's be honest. First half was really not great. We set out to go and press, set a game plan, and then just nobody does it.
No one did it.
Right. Yeah. So in half time, I had a few words to say, let's put it that way, and threaten the guys if they don't do what I tell them to do, then they're not playing again. And then they come out and did it. Amazing that, yeah, amazing. And we got the win. So I do think that actually it was a game that could have gone either way, right? By virtue that it was close. I do think we were overall good for it, but I think there was a lot of learning there. And the new lads come in. I thought Ben was exceptional. Sergio, when he come in, was good. We used him in the right moments. I thought Bailey was brilliant as well. And the lads, when they come on, all of them. Bobby only got a couple of minutes at the start of the second half, but I put it on him. I said, go and do it. Go and kind of set the tone for the second half, and they really did that. So from my perspective, listening to what I actually asked us to do was good. When we actually kind of put our game plan into place, I think it showed that it was the right game plan, but it took us too long to get there. Now, why is that? As a coach, I've got to ask myself, well, why are the players not implementing what I was asking from the off? Is it because we wasn't demanding it from the side? Is it because I didn't set the game plan out clear enough? Is it because people thought they knew better and actually they just decided to do what they want? I think maybe there's a bit of all of that.
I think there's still an element of our team that plays it a little bit like five-a-side, in my opinion. There's still a massive element, and that's fine. Like, I played like a cabbage in the first half. That's one. So I played like a.
We'd take the crowbar away.
Yeah.
You having crowbar that.
Yes, that one's a really good. Hey, come on! I got that in within a minute. Come on!
We'll just get out of the way.
That was.
You need to cut that. You need to cut that. So we need to stop laughing now. You need to cut so I can get that in.
No, we're rolling it. It's just
okay, that's fine.
It's just
You sound like you're so desperately good at it.
If I get it in now,
You don't think players play that five-a-side. You just wanted to get that in.
Hey, it worked though, didn't it? It worked. You lot ruined that. I could have got through that. Yeah, no. The first half was really poor. Really poor. From me, from everyone. I thought both goals were really poor goals to give away. We spoke about movement and the intensity of them, and when I watched the first half back, it was really poor, but I made a point about our passing and underhit passes, bobble passes to the wrong feet, and it's about pass appreciation. For me, it's those little 1% from passing it to the person's foot they want it on, to their back foot, can actually cause problems against us, a team pressing us if they take a backward touch, whatever it is, and that killed us in the first half. I thought Southend will take points off people this season. They will. They definitely had a game plan, and they had a big lad up front who was a handful. I think when we spoke about half time, I spoke about how to defend against him. When I moved further up, about defending in front, we don't do it enough, and to be honest, it doesn't happen in this league enough. It would make it so much harder if people started defending in front of me. Don't do that. But and I think the way we started the second half, although I was a little bit openly concerned about how we started it and if it was right, it actually sort of set us on our way. I thought I livened up. I thought there was a couple others that livened up. Cristiano really come on, and I was really impressed with Cristiano. I won't ever tell the young lads I think they've done well, because I just don't. But he did really well. and I think we're well worthy of the win. I think, like I said in the quote about this Sunday, we're not going to be judged on games against LDN. We're not going to be judged on games against MK. We're going to be judged on Cambridge, Southend, and this is no insult to them, but the league's split into the top four. Yeah, they'll think the same. The league's split into the top four, which in my opinion will be LDN, Liam Powell-Freeman,
on his own.
On his own.
Yeah. Okay.
MK, Southampton, and
International.
yes, and then the rest of it is how many points can you nick off each other. We've got to be really good here. That's my thing, is that we have to be really good here, and winning 2 games at home in a row is a great start.
Yeah.
Jamie?
Yeah, I thought the first half is similar to what you both said. We just didn't do it. I mean, I think you said a mixture of 3 things. I definitely agree. Hearing some players' comments during the game, especially during our timeout, saying, but if we do this, it can get to the pivot and stuff. You correctly said at half time, it doesn't matter if this could happen, this can happen. You tell them to do something, you do it. And then if it doesn't go right, then it's on you. If we come in at half time not doing what you have instructed, it's on the players. Simple as. And you politely gave them free advice.
I thought I was really polite, actually.
You were.
If I was you, I probably would have gone in harder. And as a manager yourself, I think you were quite.
I thought it was really poor. Look, you take that. That's not a 4-player problem. That's a 12. That's all of us. Like it was really, really poor. I think you mentioned it. We started pressing in the 18th minute when I went up to pivot. But then when we did, we got found out because we weren't doing it all at the right point. I think it was really, really poor. And like I said, I think there's an element of that we still play 5-a-side a little bit. I think there's an element of new players coming into the game that are worried about making a mistake when out of possession. And I'm pretty open about that. When I started futsal, I didn't care about in possession. I was panicking that if I mess up, we get away with it in tier 3. No offense to tier 3 teams, but you do get away with it more. That's just levels of sport, right? Tier 2, you don't get away with it as much. And if you make those mistakes in tier 1, you'll concede a goal 9 times out of 10. Yeah. So I think you probably could have gone a lot harder. I think I would have accepted it personally as well. And I think when I'm on the court, as someone who's played and a little bit older, I've probably got to demand that as well. That can't just be from the coach. I think there was a real lack of leaders in the first half on Sunday would be my comment, and I'll take the hit on that as well as anyone else. Sometimes we're all too worried about our own game.
I think for me, that what you just touched on there, George, is probably the key thing. I think weirdly, I mean, first of all, also I would say what you've just spoke about in terms of players didn't know anything. There was also an element of that. But I think the thing that struck me was, always like a little bit of not much belief that we could actually go and press them and actually get the ball back and then create opportunities in the way that we did. It was. I think maybe obviously come off the back of quite a heavy defeat at Southampton. A few young lads maybe who aren't too sure about things. We've not really, until the second half of that game, we haven't played against a tier 2 side and then hassled them through pressing them and actually come out better. And I do wonder if there was like a little bit of a lack of belief that we could do it. But it was so obvious that we could, right? The young lads that were there, I think also in the first half there were tiny little glimpses of it. There was a chance I think that Sergi had right at the end where we won it right, within like 3 yards out from goal, and he's back-heeled it. But I think once we got it going, second half, it was excellent. I thought it was one of the best halves that I've seen us play. It was superb. I think we said that.
Do you know what I think it is, right? And I think I take some responsibility for it as kind of the coach setting the tone for the club. Is I've tried to downplay everything this year, all right? So I've tried to say, actually, for us, it is what it is, yeah? We've got new players coming in, it's a transition year, all that sort of stuff. What I think that has done is embedded in some players that maybe I don't think that we can go and give teams a game. That's not the case. What I'm trying to say to people is, no, you go and do what you practice what we're learning, or practice what we're teaching you. Go and do it as best you can and see what happens. I think when I've talked about not having enough depth on the bench, which I have done in several games, what I mean by that is a purely a numerical thing, right? Because we don't have, when we've travelled to MK with 2 subs, we've gone to Southampton with what, two subs again, Southampton, something like that?
With new players,
3 subs,
so.
yeah, new players in there. We didn't have the knowledge on the bench to be able to just go, right, we're going to go and press, because we don't know how to do that. So, you know, what you do is I had one training session, I teach them how to defend, and I go, right, that's our game plan, and we counter. We were direct. And I think that what Southend taught us, and I think also through MK, and I know Athletic got away from us, but actually for the first 10 minutes of each half, we were okay. We did it, and then we tired, and they kind of pulled away. But Tier 2 isn't that good. Like, I mean that it's not that good. If we can go and press teams who've played in Tier 2 like we did at the weekend, and go and beat them in our first with a new squad, pretty much a new squad. Like it's not that good. The players technically they may have more knowledge, they may have a few individual players like, okay, LDN they're going to stand above, and a couple of teams are going to stand above the rest, but we've caused in moments every team problems, you know, and that's with a fairly inexperienced squad, a young squad that we're relying on young players. It's I thought it would be harder than it is. I'll be honest, and I'm not saying that we're going to not go through the rest of the season and not get battered. I think we will. I think we'll have games which are complete rubbish, and I'm not saying we're that good, but I thought the gap would be bigger. I thought the gap from where we were, the players that we lost, the players that we brought in terms of knowledge, and bear in mind we've played all of the top teams other than LDN as the league stands right now, and through predictions probably is kind of where they're going to finish anyway. It isn't that far. You're talking a couple of players. You know, a couple of good players can close that gap pretty quickly.
I think we're going to win games in the short term by playing the way we do. We make it a little bit, but I think in the long term, I think we're going to have to start to be better at futsal. I think you have to start pressing teams. I think that's the only way you get better. I think if we're like the MK game was great. It was so good in the fact that if you look at it from a manager's point of view, a coach's point of view, we've done what you've asked. We've done a low block, and it's been great. But we probably, thinking about it, could have been a little bit more aggressive
towards the end,
a little bit, and I just don't think we timed that right. I don't think we're going to be better sitting in and playing low block against better teams. I don't think we are, and I think if we go do that against LDN on Sunday, obviously this, you know, it could be a problem. In my opinion, I think you're almost better sometimes, you know, going and pressing teams like that. I think it gives us a better opportunity. I know that sounds crazy, and we spoke about it, and I said, is that like us just going there and going, come on then? But like, one, if we're just going to sit back, they're going to have players. It's quite a wide court. They're still going to find gaps. They're going to find gaps. They'll be able to move the ball quicker. I think the court's wide enough that their 1v1 players are going to be very, very good. Jamie, Liam, I don't know who else is playing, but you know, they've got so many good 1v1 players and good shooters of the ball as well. So my concern is we sit in, we're suddenly 3-0 down, then we've got to come out. And I think as a collective, do we want to show the young lads now, because this team isn't a revolve around me or you. You know, it's not. The team is now focused on bringing the young lads through. How do these young lads want to get better? Yeah, and I think that's what we have to do.
Finish up on the south end, and then we'll move into LDN because we're kind of getting there naturally. It's like I don't think that. But when I say the gap isn't that big, I mean there is a gap between us and the better teams. There is. I'm not saying that there isn't, but I do think that the games where we've won a couple of games now, you know, we kind of in moments against the better teams we've done okay. We've done quite well, and I think that what the younger lads are now starting to get is confidence. They're starting to now feel actually that a game, what that swing looks like, how they can beat a player. Bailey beat a player 2 or 3 times on Sunday. He's 17. He's now starting to get a feel for it. He's also for the first time not unwell in about 6 weeks, so that also really helps. But like,
soft.
You know, but yeah, exactly. And then you got Sergio, who's played one training session and a couple of games, and you know these lads are now starting to get a feel. We're 5 games in, a couple of friendlies. I'm excited to see where we finish the end of the season. The final 5 games is kind of, okay, if we can keep our squad together, I would hope us to be starting to see the emerging changes that you're talking about in terms of going from a punted counter-attacking team to actually we start to look like we know what we're doing a little bit, because we don't at the moment. I accept that, apart from when maybe there's a certain 4, 5, 6 players on the court, but as a whole squad we're still very raw, and that leads us into LDN, I think. So I won't talk first about LDN. Should we let you go first, Jamie? Because
yeah, I mean, I'm just amazed we're playing them again, mate.
The first thing he said, "Are you alright, mate?
Just
are you alright?
Are you alright? To clear that up, that was an audible groan.
Yeah.
Just in case that wasn't picked
You
up.
want me to speak first? Yeah, I'll just go straight. Nah, I mean, look, I'm potentially in for a long day Sunday. I mean, it's weird when this comes out. This will be a few weeks after, won't it? But I potentially could be in there for a long day. It's a shame. We're hearing Billy's injured. I was predicting him to have about 7 or 8 celebrations lined up for me, but he might still do it from the other bench.
I've asked him to.
Yeah,
I messaged him last night.
If you pay him to.
Yeah, I asked him to. Yeah, really, right in your face, please.
As long as
if you could do a cartwheel or high five or something, that'd be nice. He's with the guy. He's gonna be listening.
Look, what I would say is, and other teams are doing it now as well with the content, and I can see it from my point of view and where I'm going. My content is they're very, very good at what they do. They're very clever. You might not think they're clever with what they say, but they know what gets reactions and what gets them views, and they are still promoting the game of futsal in a really good way. There's so many eyes on it now because of them. I didn't realise how big they were. I've noticed it more now. Obviously, Liam's gone there, and I'm reading a few more of the comments and I'm waiting for him to be announced. And after Sunday, he might not play for him again when I put him 6 foot up in the fucking air. But
he's got a few choice words for you coming. He said,
yeah, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine.
For 90 minutes.
Well, yeah, and if you don't know, I'm actually a Saturday manager, and he is playing 90 minutes tomorrow before the game on Sunday, and then he's doing sprints after.
Cool downs are the most important.
And then I'm slashing his tyres. So other than that, but look, it's
your man knows it's gonna be good.
I actually can't wait to see what they do to you, and I'm also probably not going to be left alone. I that's fine, but like you're going to get pelters, and I might join in.
We all might join
depending on the result.
It's
I might
going to be Jamie in the corner, and
sometimes, as even myself, we cause our own problems, and I think maybe you might deserve 1 or 2 celebrations in your face.
It's all been fun.
I couldn't possibly comment on this.
It's all fun and games, like playing on what he said at half time and stuff, until you then you go through all the teams on the NFS website, you see, all right, they've got James Steele and stuff. Liam Powell from him. Oh, okay.
Yeah, can I just jump on Liam, because you mentioned him and you mentioned him as well, and then you can carry on with your playlist. Is that I remember I played Liam. I sent him a picture last night and I said, this is you, innit? We played. And it was about 13, 14 years ago in Oxford, and he scored 6 that day. And I don't remember playing him since. So he was like big. He was tiny.
He hasn't grown since then.
But he was like, I don't know, he must have been, I went in, 17, 18? I don't quite know. And I have no right to be playing on the same court as him on Sunday. But here we go. Why is he in tier 2? Pushing his I would imagine some kind of content, like kind of online presence, that sort of stuff.
In my opinion, it's a clever move, because I think, and this is my opinion, Cookie's someone I looked up to a lot as a futsal player, someone I could relate to more because of the size, and I wanted to, I speak to him quite a lot. We play FIFA now together, me, Cookie and Liam, and Cookie batters me because he just calls me shit all the time, which, to be fair, isn't wrong. But Liam, for me, he could play tier 2, and England have this thing now, you have to be playing tier 1, otherwise you're not going to be playing for England. They're not going to drop Liam. And
it'd be really
not many games.
Well,
really
apparently they are next year, but they're not gonna drop Liam no matter what, right? Because he is an unbelievable futsal player. I wish he won a few more headers on a Saturday and won the ball back a little bit more and played forward a little bit more. But yeah, futsal-wise, he is one of the best. And for me, it's a clever move. You look at some of the players in their squad and they've got over 10,000 followers, 15,000 followers, 20,000 followers, and you've got one of the best, if not England's best, on not a large social media following. He's got 2,000 and 2,300, whatever it is. And if we want to push the sport of futsal, I think maybe he's done a really clever move for him. And when he told me he was going there, I thought, you know what, fair play. I'm hopefully help him edit a few of his videos and he'll get loads of content. And he loves the cameras, Liam. He loves the cameras. He's going to play up, and I'm sure he'll do.
So coming fucking towards me.
So I think it's a really clever move from him. I understand why he's done it. I understand the reasons why he's done it, and on the outside it might look a weird move, but I get it.
If it was I don't know, to any other team in Tier 2, but like, what are you doing? But in SLDN, you can understand it, right?
No, I'm saying why. I'm saying why is he playing Tier 2? Because there is no way that I want to be playing against him at 34 years old at my weight and size.
Well, no, this is the point I was making.
It is purely selfish, purely selfish.
It's the same with me. I've been going, we'll never play again, and then suddenly you see, look on their page, Liam Palfrey is like, right, well, Sunday, 2nd of November, their starting five have got Liam Palfrey. I've been saying this for the last year. Yeah, cheers, Dad. So but with your point, people will know of him as well at some point because he's playing TST. He's got the golden scarf. With hashtags, so it means he can go for free as well any other times. So it's not like people will be like, who on earth's this guy when they announce it? Some people actually have known of him from somewhere.
The proper futsal fans and the young lads and everyone who know futsal will know who Liam is. It's the people that follow LDN might not know, because I don't think there's not a lot of actual futsal fans. Whereas you're not going to know many of the LDN players, but you know who Liam is because he's one of, if not England's best, right? So yeah, I hope he has a really good season, but he's shit twice, and that's against us both times. I mean, he did tell me that he's going to be stat padding this Sunday because he wants to be top scorer, the City top goal scorer.
Last time.
So I mean, if that's not a little bit of motivation to put him up in the air.
Kind of raises the question about whether there's much of a gap between Tier 1, Tier 2 anyway.
Well, I don't want to talk on behalf, but I personally believe the gap is humongous between Tier 1 and
the top of the team. Yeah, the top teams.
I think the gaps.
When you see us playing Hartbury in friendlies, and they're not even our first or second.
But I mean, they pushed Hartbury pretty close last year, didn't they, at the end? So in the cup.
Yeah.
But even then, Hartbury.
I think you're going to get the best team in Tier 2 probably give someone in Tier 1 a game. Yeah, a game.
A one-off game.
Yeah, I think just the level of futsal's so different when I watch Tier 1 games compared to when I watch LDN against someone. I think it's a very different style, and I think you'll see potentially Liam at some point. Probably he just sat there with the handbrake on a little bit every Sunday now, whereas last year, Bolton won it all pretty much. It's going to be interesting anyway.
Let's so I will say, despite all of the joking around, as I say about Liam, look, as a futsal player who loves the game, I want to play against the best players, right? So I want when I play a team, I don't want them to be weakened. I don't want them to have 5-6 players away. I want to play the best team that they can put out against me. I know I'm not the best player. I know I'm not that great, right? But I want to play against them. That's what this sport is about. I want to play the players that are going to push
for the
me.
younger lads in the team, it will be great for the Cristianos, for people like who want to see what a proper futsal player looks like. But also, like, LDN are a little bit more. I'm joking. LDN are more than Liam. When Jamie's on it, he's an excellent futsal player. You got Felipe, who's now been selected by England, or he went to training camps. I mean, I played against him when I was at Southampton. We beat him 9-7, but he was just unbelievable how quickly he moves.
Seems like a good lad as well.
And Billy, when he's fit, he's very, very effective. And they've got a lot of effective players.
We talk about leaders. He sets the tone, doesn't he? When he's playing, he sets the tone.
I think they've got a lot of quality.
Playing this time.
I remember when I used to play for West London, going back.
It wasn't LDN, mate.
I'm showing my age here, but going back to 2012, when Billy was actually still there.
He was
a quiet lad, worked really, really, really hard, but really, from there to here, it's you can see there's been quite a transformation.
He was a quiet lad.
He was very, very quiet.
You can see he works hard though.
Yeah.
From like out when I look at his socials and stuff, you can see like he actually really cares about the sport and works hard. I think I don't mind. I love that he celebrated my face a few times when he'll beat one
I
ball.
like the edge. I think the edge is
But like, I think we all have an edge. I mean, Sunday, I had a little bit. In the second half, you knew I was awake then. The first half, I was half asleep. Hands on hips like a teapot, that was another word, by the way.
No, for God's sake, was
You didn't even click as well. You didn't click.
No, when you said teapot, I thought, what the hell is he on about?
Who gave you that
He
one?
looked at me, that was just from the
What the hell?
Pro Clubs group chat. You cabbage. It'll be all good.
I think that we're going into this game knowing where we're at. We know a lot about them because they put their stuff on. They'll know a lot about us if they watch our games. Like, there's nothing to hide. We live stream. They put their games out. Like, we know each other. We know they've got good individual players. But I always say this: fundamentally, they have to beat us, right? We don't have to beat them. They're trying to win the league. Okay, we don't have to go there and turn up and we beat them because we're gonna the season defining for us or whatever. However, losing 2 games against us or losing a game against us or losing a game, and that's the same for all the teams, Southampton Athletic, MK, all the teams that are pushing for promotion, they have to beat us. We're kind of a banana skin. I don't know how we're going to turn up, so there's absolutely no chance that other teams are going to know whether we're going to turn up and be decent or not. Like, there just isn't. So, we could be the banana skin for LDN on Sunday. Could we frustrate them? Could we nick a goal or 2 here and there? Can we do something a little bit crazy with how we're setting up and playing? We'll wait and see. The squad that we've got going, we've taken two or three kind of dropouts the last couple of days, which is a real shame because actually we had a good depth to our bench, and now we're going with kind of a couple of goalkeepers and 8 players. So we're taking about 10.
Changes the visual.
Changes our dynamic a little bit on what we were kind of looking to do, but that's still a good core 10 that we're taking. 2 good goalkeepers, 8 good outfield players, and there's experience in there. There's a nice mix of youngsters as well to keep it fresh. So, we're not going our strongest, but we're not going kind of our weakest when we played, I would say probably Athletic, wasn't it? In terms of just kind of how we were on the day. So, can we do something? Well, I'm always a believer. It's 5v5 at the end of the day, right? When you're on the court, it's 5v5. Who makes less mistakes? Is Callum going to have an Ellen today? Can he do an MK performance where he's just stopping everything and we go up and nick a couple of goals? It's a slightly narrower pitch than MK. So if we can get into some moments, swivel and shoot, make use of your shot on the far. I mean, Sergio's not around anymore, but I was going to say he's on the left. There is a chance. I will never write us off, and we don't travel to London
they'll
to
concede
roll over.
goals.
So
they'll concede goals, and that's their. I think that is their weakness. And something I've spoken to Liam about is I think they'll score a lot of goals, but I think you can get at them a little bit defensively, and that's not an insult. That's just a weakness and just how it is. And that's the same with most teams, to be fair. But
you've got to respect them. You have to respect them. You have to turn up and respect them, but not too much. You can't just be like, they've got this production. They don't care. It's 5v5 at the end of the day. Yeah. When they get into our half, we defend it as if it's anybody else. When we're pressing them, we press them as if it's anybody. It doesn't matter who we're playing. We turn up to do a job, and we don't want to come off embarrassed. We want to come off kind of having given it our all, and who knows what will happen.
What I'll say is, though, I think the last time we went there, we took it a bit too far in terms of we went 1-0 up, doing the high press and whatever, then the fouls were given away was just unbelievable.
Small court though, wasn't it?
I know, but there was some stupid stuff. I mean, so Benny's not playing, and then this podcast coming. Reece won't be there, but he put Billy into the wall, and it was just like that counted as a foul. There was a last ditch tackle from someone, and then we could see the 10-metre penalty, 6-1 down at half time.
That was what, 2 years ago. The team's different. Our team's completely different.
Yeah.
The whole way in which we set up and the way that we play is now completely different. That was our first year.
That's what it be.
But no. If I'm going to say this in the nice way, but to them, it's not a big game Sunday.
Exactly.
Really, it's not a big game.
Exactly.
To us, and to maybe some of our players, it's a real opportunity, and they see it as a big game for some reason. I'm a little bit older, and I'm not. I think started to play against Liam. That just because he's a mate.
You think they're a small club?
No. I'm not getting clickbaited. It's not happening.
You played against them a few times.
George says LDN are small.
No. Liam's small.
But you've had your good you've not trying to put. You've had your good moments against them as well. Yeah, some of our lads.
We scored. I beat him 9-7 and scored a few in the semi-final when I was at Athletic, and then I scored a hat-trick against them last season for Athletic, but they beat us last season, so it's kind of irrelevant. And then I played against them one other time, Southampton maybe. They were always really competitive. Again, they conceded goals, but I've got a lot of respect for them. They're not going to see it as a big game. They're going to see it as an opportunity to probably rotate players, maybe get players minutes that don't normally do, and maybe then that's our opportunity, because I don't think their depth is outstanding. I think they've got a really good 7 or 8, like a few teams in this league, and then you've got to take your opportunity when it comes. So I just think a lot of the players in our team need to manage, and where we struggle sometimes on the mental side of our game at this club, I look at it around and the adrenaline goes over. So we don't need to let that, if we're pressing high, we don't need to let that and the emotion go over where you give stupid fouls, where we do stupid moments, where we're doing something stupid and letting ourselves down. Cue me getting sent off after 3 minutes.
If you get sent off with something with Liam, that's hilarious.
It's a brutal sport, right, isn't it? And I think the higher you go, the more you get punished for lapses in concentration, right? I mean, it's these guys aren't the finished article, but they are a very, very good side by national standards. And if we fancy, we don't fancy it for 5 minutes, we drop off, kind of like we did in the whole of the first half on Sunday, then we're just gonna.
If we did what we did first half Sunday, at half time we'll
be 7 or 8.
It will be a massive.
We will. We actually genuinely will.
But that is why we need to sit. This is why I say it's a free hit for us. We're not going there expecting to win. Right? They've got to beat us, and we've just got to be difficult, rugged, and we've just got to put our chances away when we can. And if we can be that banana skin where they panic because all of a sudden we're 1 or 2 goals ahead, and actually the clock's running down because our defensive shape's good. Now, don't get me wrong. The task is this is a tough task to try and get something from the weekend, but this is what it's about, right? We go in to try and do something, whether we win, whatever. But we go there, we put in a performance, and we see what we can do.
I'd rather do these games, despite all the batterings I might get off camera, but I'd rather do these sort of games than games in Tier 3. And no offence to Tier 3 teams, like we were a Tier 3 team. It's just the fact of court sizes, the opposition we're up against. We're that one step closer to Tier 1. Not saying we're going for Tier 1, but we're up against teams that are aimed for, like this Sunday, right? The games just feel so much better, and even at the weekend, 2-0 down Southend at home, it feels like, look, we really need to get into this because it's now Tier 2, etc. I feel like I'm having more fun with it, and plus for our younger players, I feel like you're going to learn better in these Tier 2 games and Tier 3 games. Generally, right?
80% of the time, Tier 3 isn't futsal. 90% of the time. And that's not an insult. That was when we were in it as well. I was very lazy. I knew that I could score 5 if I didn't track back. It is. And that's just...
George, you always tracked back, mate. What are you talking about? You always track back. Oh, Brad, hi.
Oh, Brad. Oh, no.
He's injured. He's walking all right, though.
Yeah, he's walking all right.
Brad, can you put on a couple of minutes at weekend?
Ran away quite fast just then.
He legged it.
What do you? I mean, I guess a slightly new challenge for us. I mean, we have played games which are far away, obviously, but we're playing. Our away games now are, on average, 2.5 hours
They're London
away.
And further, right?
So I think. Obviously, I've not been at either away game so far, but I think.
How's the Lions been, mate?
But what's that?
How's the Lions been?
The
Lions.
Oh, lovely, great. Yeah, you got to take them when they come. I guess thinking about how Sunday went just gone and how important it's going to be this Sunday is after being in a car for 3 hours, energy, being at it from the go, because if you're flat, you just it's just a new thing for us, isn't it? To hit the ground running in games. We can't get away with it.
Well, I think that's also why Paul Grammer needs to be our strongest throughout the season, because teams have got to do that coming to us. So we need to be shit out here, right? When we go away, we need to put in a performance like MK. We need to do better than we did.
MK was a good example of how we do well, right? So
and I think having the core group that play minutes to keep their legs going rather than having too big a squads, little tweaks like that can really help. But I am at a point where I think we've shown enough in the first 5 games where we can go into the weekend confidently and say, look, we can have a go. Right, we can have a go.
Put some sort of
and
performance
every game that we play this season, we can have a go.
Yeah.
Are we going to win all the games? No. Are we going to get embarrassed? Probably at times, absolutely. But will we cause some problems for teams? Yeah, I think we will. And I think you'll see that, you know, from my perspective, and I think from a few other teams' perspective as well. But like, we are only going to get better, because our young lads are going to get better, and you know, we've got a core group of young lads now that are 17 to 24,
And we've done the
that have played
23s as
yeah,
well.
a year or two. Some of them are brand new. They're only going to get better as they play. The guys like myself, throw you in this, George, Jesse, you know, we've only got a couple of years left. I mean, we might be.
Jeez.
We've only got a couple of years left. Yeah, maybe a few more for you, George. But yeah,
You've only
who
got a
knows?
few years left.
I feel fit and fresh. I mean, if you probably add up the amount of minutes I've played this season.
That's just because you won't come off.
Yeah, well,
When you did come off,
But just to say, other teams where they've got masses of experience, they're also an older squad. So from my perspective, I hope to see over the course of this year the young lads really starting to look like part, start to understand the game. Then next year we can add a few more in. I can stop playing. I can just go to coaching, which was my plan this year, by the way.
go to the beach with a pina colada in your hands.
Yeah, right. Probably not where we go anyway. No, definitely not weekends. But the point is that I'm hoping that we start to look different. Yeah.
Sutherland's nice.
Sutherland is nice.
It's nice.
It is nice. But I don't want to stop being involved. But I do want to start seeing the young players kind of coming through. Like you dropped off this year. You know, this is the first.
That's how it
year.
is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. You get to a point where you just kind of have to go right.
you're younger than
it's up to
George.
the youngsters.
I'm younger than George.
You're younger than George as well.
And
You
Tom.
dropped.
you're not. You're not.
And Tom, yeah.
So,
I mean, it was
It's
your
super
choice.
exciting, man. It's
was your
super
choice.
exciting. Like, yeah, exactly. I think for me, I obviously struggled really to get the sharpness back that I wanted to with the foot. But also, like, I think you know, now we're seeing, you know, we talk about younger players just generally, but also like the goalkeepers, like, you know, with Cal, Enrique, like really starting to like hit their strides.
We've got another one in under 23s.
Yeah. I mean, we're finding them all over the place.
They need to toughen up a little bit, younger lads.
Yeah.
They do, but
Which they only do a game.
Fucking
I
soft.
thought Sunday was a good sort of milestone, I think, in terms of how they came on that first time. You said it right.
Yeah.
That first 5 minutes, they really did set the tone. Like, I thought the energy they brought was essential, really, to
Yeah.
getting the win.
Yeah, but like having a cold ain't good enough to miss a game.
Yeah,
like
get a bit of that.
I got sore ankle. Like,
That's
come on, like just play through it. Like,
We got to be not. Yeah, we got. I think like being a bit nasty, but like in terms of will to win and, like, you know,
a little bit more Cristiano's tackle away at MK. A little bit more of that. Man.
He got elbowed, but not on purpose.
Let's wrap up the LDN. Go on.
Can I just say, well, you mentioned Tom, LDN, Enrique, if you put it here, asked Tom to send me a picture, didn't he?
I'm not putting. Shush. No.
It's funny.
I'm not putting it there.
You got to put it there now. Or just put another
think
photo.
it's funny. I thought
put
fair
another
play.
photo there. Just something
I'm just going to put a picture of your face.
I thought it was fair play. I thought it's funny.
To the weekend, put that picture.
Well, you'll have the best angle of it, mate, won't you?
Right, score predictions. Come on, we're going to do it early. We're going to do it
12
now.
now.
No.
That was my prediction.
Right, Joe first.
So I think LDN are very good on the counter-attack, but they do concede goals. And I think we could cause them problems if we bring the right kind of energy and mindset. I reckon, but I do reckon they'll be a bit too much for us for now. I reckon let's go with 8-3.
All right. Cool. Jamie?
Yeah, I was going to go 9-2 or something like that. So I don't think that's...
You're a sheep, mate.
But I respect
No
that
bollocks
they are...
about you. Am I allowed to swear?
I guess
You've
so,
already been doing it.
No bollocks. You want to shut your mouth off, but don't want to give a bit of shit now when it comes down to score predictions. Go on, say something. Go on. Go on. Go on.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's a miracle we're playing them again, you know, but I respect they have a good team. They've been tier 2 longer than us. We're still developing. That doesn't think to say I think the scoreline suggests we're going to get battered as such. I think that's more about at times we could have inexperience showing certain moments, which means we'll get punished, which results in that. It's similar to the London International game. But I hope it's obviously like a 5-all or something. I hope, but I've got to be realistic. I think that's my respect to them as well after the match. Yeah, I talked about them. So yeah, I'm just being realistic.
All right, so you're going what?
I'm 9-2 win.
I think that's what you meant by 9-2. Okay.
No. I think
on, George.
7-2 lost.
7-2 lost, Jamie.
Regrettably.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more realistic, I guess. I think, like I said, I think Joe summed up probably they can see goals, but on 1v1 they might be too strong. Will be too strong. I think Liam, when he shoots, is a real problem for us.
Yeah, but you'll sort him out. You'll sort him out.
Liam is half the size of me.
Yeah, exactly.
He is going to turn quicker than I can. Yeah. I'd 9-4.
And you got all 4, yeah?
Yeah, as long as I score more than Liam, I don't care about the end result.
Do you know, for me, this is a tough one because on a bigger court, I think, as in lengthwise, I would do a tighter scoreline because I think they'll play around with it a lot more than trying to break in behind. On a smaller court, because of their shot, because of their shooting, I think they are going to get goals if we're not out and we don't close them down quickly.
Yeah, it's stuff like that.
I mean, we have just been very negative, actually, because in football this wouldn't happen. Whether I was playing a team 3 leagues above us, we wouldn't speak like this. It's a very mad, to think about how we just all spoke. I wouldn't, if my team were playing 3 leagues above, I'd never go in. But futsal's very different, and that's what
it exposes you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does really expose you 1v1, and I think this is
punishing.
It sounds negative, but like we have to be realistic of what they've got, what we've got.
My heart, what I would like to happen is for us to get a few goals ahead because we catch them on their heels and we hold out for 4-3, 4-2 win.
It did happen
that's what I hope. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
My head, that's my heart speaking. My head tells me if we can come away
with a good performance,
10-4, 10-5, I would probably take that.
Good game as well.
But that's not me writing this off because as I say, I truly believe when you're on a court, I'm playing, you got to beat us.
You can't
you got to beat us.
prediction if it's really, can you? Because
It's very hard, yeah.
It's hard.
Manchester lost.
I'll say
I think it
that.
also depends on how we want to play the game,
Yeah.
right? If we want to press, I mean, this is obviously you've probably done the thinking here, but if you want to press the whole game, it is going to become.
Well, we were pressing the whole game, and I can say that because this will come out
this is
afterwards.
good, yeah.
We were going to be pressing the whole game when we had another 3 subs on the bench.
Yeah, right.
Because the depth is there. We know they're going to have fit players that are good.
You can go in 5-minute blocks because what I was also saying, I can tell you now what they're going to do with us, right?
We're going to set up flights.
No, I can tell you now what they're going to do. They're going to. My money is they start Liam on the bench. We start our strongest team. When we make subs, they bring on their strongest team. They're going to be clever like that. They will rotate in the first half to a degree. They might be a little bit smarter in the fact that they expect us to go pretty full strength to begin with, and then they'll pick their moments of when to make subs, and that's the way they're going to do it.
Historically, when you look at their results and the starting lineups, it matches what you're saying as well, to be fair. Liam obviously doesn't start many games.
He isn't good enough.
Exactly. So, yeah, and plus you run him ragged for 90 minutes on the Saturday.
Exactly,
So,
So as I say, I think we're going to go at them. We're not going to sit back and just roll over. We're not. We are going to get out. We're going to try and just kind of get in the faces to start with. I think 5-minute blocks is kind of the thinking I was doing, but we'll see how the game goes because actually, I'm not just going to chase ghosts. If we're getting nowhere near them, then you just drop off and you just
a Halloween pun.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, we're 4 weeks after.
it must be coming out of Christmas.
Yeah, it's
so
Halloween today,
matter.
so that was one of
It's going to be a thriller on Sunday.
Yeah. So I think we go at it. We see what we can do. We stay humble. We don't get involved in all the noise and nonsense and everything that can come with playing them because of the cameras, because of everything there. We stayed calm. We just do our job, and we see what happens. So, I'm looking forward to it. I know you boys looking forward to it. I know Jamie, you're really looking forward to it. You're really looking forward to it.
I'm going to get a Prosecco on the rival, I think, aren't I?
A Prosecco?
Yeah. Or champagne, no, Prosecco.
It's a funny looking Prosecco, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, and a few high fives, I think, as well.
3%.
You just live in a different
This is the man, the Gila.
Yeah.
Oh, you're Gila's.
Right, move on. So
It's what I was talking about when the club's a bit soft, right? I mean, like, lads walk around Gila's.
Oh, I can show you soft when when that goes off, all right?
Is there anything else on our agenda?
Well, you've only got 3.
10,000 people at a Champions League game.
3% left on the camera.
Yeah.
Joe thinks ball league's shit.
Ball
yeah, I
league
do.
started,
I do
great,
think
well
ball
done,
league's
yeah, move
shit.
on.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And anything else?
10,000 people at a Champions League game.
I don't care about that.
No, fair enough. You just put Ballers League and then you put a dash with nothing next to it.
Wonderful. Well, in that case, that is over.
We
All
train
right?
now.
Who wants to do the outro?
train. I've got a few more words to fit in. Hang on.
For God's sake.
Right.
read them off.
Thank you, everybody.
Hanging pillow, cabbage, teapot.
Wow.
Pillow.
Right, that was, I mean, we didn't even intro it properly. That was season 3, episode 2. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye everyone.
Bye everyone.
Bye.